Welcome to another episode of Wisdom on the Front Porch. And your front porch is wherever you happen to be, wherever you gain knowledge, wherever you gain wisdom. It can be in line at the grocery store, it can be on Zoom, like here with Nicky Cuesta. Nicky, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you, Ellis, so much for inviting me. Super excited to be here and share some wisdom.
Yeah, we have something very special going on today. I see you have your book behind you. Tell everybody about your book first.
Yes, so my book was inspired by a YouTube channel that I created in 2020. Left it for 2 years, sitting doing nothing because I was on the road as a notary, but also because of perfectionism and limiting beliefs. And was anybody going to hear what I had to say? But what I wanted to get out with building a leadership mindset was to empower anyone to actually take a chance on them and give themselves permission to succeed by having a open, growing mindset versus a fixed mindset.
I love that. I love it. Mindset makes such a difference. Going through a book right now, um, and I think it's called Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv. And I'm sorry, T. Harv, I can't think of your last name, but it's really good. And it talks mostly about mindset, how you think about things, how you think about your own life, and what you do during the day. What a difference it's I've gone through a really tough week because I realized yesterday it was tough because I am changing the way that my brain normally thought. And it was a struggle, such a struggle. And it's like, why am I doing this? Why is it so hard? And then once I realized, it's like, you know what? It's hard because something's coming out of it. Think of what a butterfly. I mean, everybody uses this analogy of a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. This caterpillar makes this silk thing that it wraps in or changes it to whatever it is it's wrapped up in. And it's inside there and it's turning to goo. It's not like, oh, I'm just all of a sudden going to grow legs and stuff. It's kind of turning to goo first. And so then it changes and it's all squished up in there with its legs and its little bitty wings and all of this. And when it comes forth, it has to crack through that. It has to struggle to get out. I mean, it's not just the doors open up and there is this beautiful butterfly, but it struggles to get out. Once it's out, it has to wait until those wings really expand and grow. I mean, they're just these little nubbies when they first come out and they're wrinkled and they look kind of weird, but then they expand and grow. And then it, flutters its wings a little bit to dry them off, get everything working, and then fly. I mean, it's never flown before, and all of a sudden it has to fly away or it's going to get eaten the way it is. I mean, that's tough life. So when we go through changes, especially in our mind, we have to go through that struggle so we come out on the other end into something way better than what we were before, something different. And it's not that there's anything wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with you. You just want a different way to think to get the things that you really want. Maybe you're tired of staying in poverty, you're tired of staying in broken relationships, you're tired of having to never know if you're going to go out and the car is going to start or if it's going to break down on you. It's weird that a lot of these things actually are because of mindset. That's all I'm going to say about this because this is Nikki's show. This is Wisdom on the Front Porch. And there you got some good wisdom on the front porch. I really wish we could just sit on my front porch and talk to really show the uniqueness of it. I love being able to talk with people. And Nikki, I know we're going to talk a little bit about Balm Global. We're going to talk about who Nikki is and what you do, but give us just a quick insight as to what we're really going to focus on today.
Yes, today we're going to focus on because of my yes, because of creating Bomb Global, because of creating Ladies of Leadership, a beautiful partnership that was matched up back in May 14th of 2022. And I would never forget that day because that's the day that I got into a community, just getting on a stage and also hearing Marilyn Morales' story and building a connection with her in October of 2022 and her joining the community. But I really knew that she was a mom on a mission. And because my son is my biggest why, and hearing her story of the loss of her daughter to a rare leukemia, I knew that there was some part of that I needed to be a part of. So we're going to talk about, because of the community, because of my uh, history, because of what I know, I was able to help her bring Izzy's legacy to life, and support her on that mission and what we're doing on the second annual fundraiser, which it's going to be amazing. Some powerful stories that we are going to touch on and raise money to help other families in struggle. So that's a little insight
Yeah,
of that.
that's cool. I love that it's the second annual fundraiser. It's great to be on the inside, I guess, of something that's starting out brand new. But you talked about Bomb Global, Ladies of Leadership, these other things. Give us just a quick overview, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Nikki, going from Nikki, the corporate woman, to Nikki. Look at the leader that you are now, an absolute leader, and we all love you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so Nikki's journey was really a little girl's dream to just be who she wanted to be and support people on any journey that they're on, meeting them exactly where they're at and accepting who they are and finding ways that they can use that and leverage their own true passions, their own personality, and make a living out of it, a life, a lifestyle. And wanting to write a book was, a dream that I had as a little girl. And I always said by the age of 40, I wanted to write that book. Now, at the time, I wasn't even remembering that that's something that I told myself, but be very, very sure that when you speak information into existence, and it's going to happen, the universe is paying attention, and you're going to go through that path until you get there, but you have to be ready to find the signs and the opportunity. And that was when I met Amelia Roman, who asked me what my story was. And I said I didn't have a story. So I bring that not moving channel on YouTube to life because of that opportunity right at the age of 40. I was still, I had left corporate. I had went into notary. That was my exit plan out of corporate. I did that for 2 years while that YouTube channel sat. And then I met my community. So then I seen, even coming from, a degree in business and having some courses I've done in the past, but really never putting anything into place because there was still those limiting beliefs, still those poverty mindsets. How am I going to get this money to do it? When am I going to get the time to do it? I'm working a corporate job, working 60 to 80 hours. And,
Wow.
when God told me, if not now, when, I just went out. So it was leaving corporate, meeting my publisher, jumping in fearlessly to speaking on a stage, because if that's what I wanted to do, I had to get in front of people. And I just have not stopped since. It became the podcast, the book, the community, the retreats, the virtual events. And I did it with no preparation. If an idea came, I am all about finding solutions, and I want to pay that forward. So Ladies of Leadership was really built on that, building a sisterhood, building a community that I can support, give all my knowledge and wisdom to, while I'm receiving at the same time, because I'm always a student first. And I've learned and grown so much with the women, including yourself as a founding member. You were the first person on our podcast in building a leadership mindset. And we're just growing together. And this is what we're going to continue to do. It is not just a one and done. We're not a one hit wonder. We are here, and we are here to stay. We have our feet very planted in everything that we're doing with every organization, what you have to offer, and being able to support you on that journey and every other woman is our mission at Bomb Global. And that's why our tagline is building women leaders globally.
Yeah, and I have to say I've been watching your membership grow, and it's growing because one, you're a great leader, but you do have that foundation solidly set, and women are coming in and they're drawn to you. They're drawn to the community that you have. And that's something you've mentioned more than once already, is community. You found your community. What does that even mean?
Wow. Community is really a safe place where you can come and be authentically you, unapologetically you, bring your ideas, your thoughts, your visions as we all absorb it and make it reality, right? We're there to support each other, to uplift each other. We have a messenger chat that I literally in when people are interested and I have these conversations and I vet them out because not everyone can get into the community. It's not something that you can sign up for. We're very strategic about keeping the culture that we've created.
Right.
So I have to tell them, we're going to plug you into a messenger group, which is up like at 5 in the morning and down like at 12 in the morning. Mute us, but
I
definitely,
know.
definitely come back because that's where our core is. That's how we connect with each other and stay connected. And it's been
Yeah.
beautiful to watch that when we have something come up, boom, you put it there, and those that can support will do that in one way, shape, or form, right? Whether it's
Right.
monetarily, whether it's sharing, whether it's supporting, whether it's giving you a congratulations. And that's really what this community is. You may not find your ideal client, but you're definitely going to find your ideal collaborator, your ideal partner.
Right.
And you may find your client, right? We've had so many people tap into what's been offered, and we have an array of people in different industries, whether it's financing, whether it's in health and wellness, whether it's in bookkeeping, in coachings of all different areas, non podcasters, right? Where we're filled of podcasters. I
Yeah.
love it. So there's 100+ opportunities a year to grow with us with having two meetings Mondays and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I just love what I do and be able to support, again, missions like Maryland's, like your podcast, such as DJ Love, um, the anthologies that we're doing together, getting going outside of our community and really bringing more opportunity and getting sponsorships to do some of the things that we have coming up. A lot of surprises coming up with like sponsorships and all these good things. And we're going to be able to showcase that at the 2-year anniversary for Ladies of Leadership, which is happening November 16th in Philadelphia at the Mummers Museum, where I actually got married at. So yeah, just super excited about community, and it's really just coming together and making things happen.
That is so good. Yeah, I am so thankful to be a part of your community because the people that are in there are genuine, absolutely genuine. They're there for you if you need them. We have our tissues beside a mini meetings. Um, Not because we're always bawling about everything, but we just bring so much heart into it, and the support is just not like any other. In
That,
fact,
yeah,
your membership is what I'm modeling my membership after. So,
absolutely. And that's
keep
what we
doing
want,
well.
right? I, absolutely. That's exactly what we want. We want to be able to showcase. We're all about getting it done, how to do it. I believe that everything is duplicatable, but you splash yourself in it, right? And I want
Yeah.
women to say, wow, this is amazing. I want to create my own community. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? How many times do you want to meet? Let's
Yeah.
make it happen. How do you do the messaging? So we help guide you into doing that, whether it's hosting events, whether it's building your podcast, your content material. We are there for all of it. But I just want to go back to the tissues, and I have to give a shout out to Tony Marie, who actually gave us an acronym for tears, because at Bomb Global, we love acronyms. We love those quick one-liners to really showcase what we're about. And tears actually stands for together, everyone achieves. Hold on, I have to write it down. Together, everyone achieves real success. And I
There you
truly
go.
think that that is what Bomb Global and Ladies of Leadership represents, because I do believe in limitless opportunities. We create them ourselves. I mean, I'm a
Oh
walking
yeah.
testimony of being able to step out on faith and really have God at the center of everything that I do. And I'm just obedient and in stewarding it, right? That's the only um, difference. I say that people may miss the mark is when you're not obedient to steward your calling.
Mhm.
And we help identify that, what that is. Sometimes we're in the unknown. So yeah, I literally sleep, dream, and live this every day. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah. And it shows. It shows that you are working not just for yourself to build up your own pocketbook. That's not at all what it's about. We talk about, we want to do business because we need a way to take care of our families and stuff. But money is the byproduct of what you do. And when you do it right, it's going to come in there and you do it right. You show how to be a leader who does care about each other, who does set boundaries, who does show us how to do priorities, who leads by example. And if you mess up, you admit it right away. You're not one to blame anybody else or say, oh, it was this, the economy's fault or this fault or whatever. And even when something arises, technical issues, I've been going through those today. It doesn't matter because it's just all part of it, and giving grace to each other. Huge difference, huge difference.
yeah, all that is the best part of it. It's going through the struggles, going through the valleys, and adapting to the environment right there on the spot without a
Right.
reaction of, wow, this is a failure. I'm just no good. Maybe I should throw in the towel. And that has never been an option. And I want everyone that is listening, whether, woman or man, if you're an entrepreneur and you're building something. And I also have to give another shout out to Ivy, who sent a really powerful reel on how long it took so many people to get their names out there, whether it was 2040, and I can't remember the names. I'm sure, Amazon was one of them, Bezos, and
Yeah.
some, Facebook and things like that. And they're doing great. But you know what? They stuck in it. They
Yeah.
never deviated from their purpose. They went through the hurdles. When one door closed, the other door opened. And if you really believe and you really want to go on this journey, that's the faith that you have to have. And let me tell you, this process for the last 2.5 years has not been easy. There has been some challenges. There has been, resources where, they're not coming in. Some months are great, some months are not. But the growth that's been happening literally within the last couple days, really, and even the last year has only been because of consistency. Because I show up with the
Yeah.
same opportunity, with the same mission, and I just encourage everyone: if it doesn't work, take it back, tweak it. Do
Yeah.
your market research, have conversations. Let's not put things out there that we think people need and start getting things that they actually need, and give them
Right.
the how to's, not just the what they have to do, but the how to's. We can give a little, and trust me, we're going to get paid back tenfold, because that's just how it rolls.
Yeah.
That's how growth
Yeah.
grows.
Absolutely. Yeah, when I talk about, energy, you can put in a bowl. You go fill your bowl up, you div out the energy, then you go fill your bowl up. Value, when you're giving value to people, anytime you give away value, you automatically get more back. I don't understand how it works. I don't need to understand how it works, but I'm just glad that it does work. So the more value you give, the more you're getting back. You never run out. And then value is what's inside here, and you're bringing that to everybody. And that's why you matter, because you do have it in here. So much so, so much so. So let's talk about Izzy's legacy. Okay, maybe I didn't say what it was earlier. So here you are, you're barely starting on your career. I'm just going to say barely. And I'm assuming you're meeting Marilyn at a speech competition, and you
Yeah.
hear her talk about her story. So going from there to the very first time you collaborated with her on this specific event, I'll put it that way. Tell us what happened in that time.
Yeah. So again, we met May of 2022. We connected closer at Austin J. Haynes's Flashpoint event in October, which is when I released Ladies of Leadership. And then the conversation kind of started at our book launch, when we launched together our books. And I knew that she just she needed to get the word out there, the education of the stem cell registry. And we were having conversations, and the pivotal moment was one day, honestly, I was just literally just putting a video together, just kind of showing my process of how do you do a swab, right? It was mailed to me. I did it. I was taking snapshots of little videos. At that time, I was just getting into TikTok. So I am like, just taking every step. And I did something nice. And, from the time I started to the time I put it in the mailbox, and I put it on Facebook and I shared it. And, I just thought it was just a nice, way to help her. But it was more than that for her because, and I hope I don't get emotional.
That's okay. Go for it.
it,
We have the tears.
it was more than that for her because that evening I went back onto Facebook, and at that time Marilyn wasn't going live a lot. And I was like, oh, she's going live. Let me see what she has to say. I didn't know. I had totally forgot I submitted the video. And she was thanking me. She was literally minutes before she seen the video, she was literally about to give up on doing this with the
Oh,
conversation she
wow.
was having, not being able to get people to register. She was trying to help out a little girl. And there wasn't a lot of people showing up. The disparity on this registry for Latinos and African Americans is really, really low. And all she wants to do is educate. All she wants to do is make sure that we save lives. After losing her daughter to this rare leukemia, as a mom, I couldn't even imagine.
Mhm.
So when I realized that just my little gesture, or what we think is a little gesture,
Yeah.
it was huge for her mission. And the conversations just started. She wanted to throw her first annual gala.
Nice.
I am all about systems and setting it up. I'm like, okay, we have a venue. We need, the logistics to go with it. We need how it's going to run, how we're going to honor everyone, who's going to speak. And she didn't have to do that. Was able to lift that from her hands because she's also our cruise director on the Bomb Global team. So she's the idea girl. She's the one that says, you know what? I will bring you all the ideas, but Nikki, you have to implement it. So tell me less, let's do it. And we were able to really have a successful first annual gala. It was beautiful, emotional. And then we just been on the road to continue to do that. And this one's going to be a little bit different. It's not a night out, it's not a, dress up, but we're going to be at a golf course. So we're doing something totally out of our element. We are foreign to everything they're telling us that we have to get done. We are a couple days away. We have our volunteers. We have our sponsors. It was tough. It was tough. And again, a couple weeks ago, she was going to pull the plug. And I said, no, we have time. God is on our side. And
Oh,
I am just
wow.
say that while she's been traveling back and forth, I've been able to step up and fill in some of those roles and make sure that this is another successful Izzy's Legacy fundraiser event.
I love that. You mentioned something twice. You mentioned that she was going to give up before she got your video. You mentioned just recently. I mean, this is the second annual event, and she just recently wanted to quit again. That is so real for so many people that are doing something, whether it's big or small. First time they're doing it, the 30th time they're doing it, there comes that point that it can get overwhelming. So, if you can, I'd like you to talk about this because I think it's vital for us to have to keep going. If we're doing, even if we've been in the business for 40 years and we're maybe doing something a little different, or it's the 10th time we're doing it, but we're just, I don't know, something is just not working right. Take me through that process. How do you do that mind shift? What do you do when you get to the point that I want to throw in the towel? I want to quit. It is just too much. Or maybe it's things aren't going right. I thought this was the right thing to do. I'm trying to get it. And there's always that point that comes in that says, no, you need to quit. You tried it. It's not working. Just go on. Get out of here. But we have to make the decision. Is that really true, or is it just
Yeah.
because of everything going on? So how do you work with that shift so you can keep going on? What was something that maybe she did?
Well, I can only assume, right?
Right,
I
right, absolutely.
I can only
Let's take
assume.
it from Nikki's perspective.
Yes. So Nikki's perspective is that what she was going through, sometimes God puts angels in our lives to validate or confirm that we are on the right path.
Okay,
Unfortunately, we get these thoughts or preconceived assumptions of all the worst that can happen.
right,
We're never thinking about the goodness. We don't go back to our why we did it in the first place. We're always worried about the current circumstance right now, but we forget how many lives before this have we already impacted? Was it a few? It only takes one person for you to impact to say, you know what, I'm going to keep going until I
right,
multiply this one. Right? You have to really talk yourself. I call it the inner hater. I actually just wrote a ebook on it called Nicky versus Nicky, which is the prequel to the Me versus Me anthology that we have coming up in March.
right,
And because of just one thing that happened in my life that has nothing to do with what I'm doing now, but it was a vital event or a choice that I made that started the limiting beliefs, because I felt because of what I did, I didn't live up to society standards, to my family standards. I felt like I was failing them. I felt like I had no purpose. I had nothing to go to. So when those thoughts start coming, we have to go back and ask ourselves, is this reality, or is this something, just a feeling? And we can't just go on our feelings, right? We have to really dig deep into what is the core of these thoughts, right?
right,
And when we do that, we have to affirm, or we have to restructure and and redirect that mindset. So no, this is not an option. I've already invested the time. I've already put it out there. Yes, I can shift, I can make tweaks in that, but never, ever, ever get up, because that was your purpose in the first place. And when things get tough, that's when you're tested and when you're going to be challenged. Are you really ready for this? And you want it so bad, you know that it's changing your life, you know that you're getting momentum, you're getting traction, but then when you're stop being consistent and you start doubting yourself and you pull back and kind of get away from stuff, that's when you have to restart all over again. Never restart.
right,
Always stay in the moment, whether you're going through the struggle or not, still show up, because you know what? That is what matters. It's the process of getting there, not when you reach success. Okay, you reached it. Great. We get an award, we get an acknowledgement, which is all great stuff. But what people fail to realize is see the struggle that it takes to get there. I still go through it sometimes, where I just sit right here at my desk, because we service so many women, and they don't believe in certain things that they're doing. And you're like, oh my God, but you see this potential, that they can rock it to your core, and it breaks your heart. And you just say, you know what, I'm not going to give up on them.
right.
So we can't give up. The day we give up is the day that God brings us to his kingdom. The day we have our last breath, that is when we can throw in the towel. Not right now,
Yeah.
not in the fight, and connect yourself with people that can get you there, that can
Yes.
support you.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, not our closest friends or families, or people that we thought would support us at 100%. And it's okay, they're not meant to do that. And we have to just have an understanding of all of it, and just really ask ourselves, what is our why, and who are we impacting? And that's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, that's beautiful. That's strong. Um, because you get to the point and it's like, I don't know. I know this is what I wanted to do. I thought this is what I wanted to do. And it's like, maybe I'm not meant to do it, but that's all defeating thinking, you
Yeah.
know. Maybe you were meant to do it. Maybe you weren't, but follow it through. Follow it through to completion. And then ask yourself when it's all over, was I meant to do this? Was this worth going through? Because you won't know if you stop halfway. And you said something to don't stop, don't quit. But it's important to know that we can't take a pause because a pause lets you tell yourself, take a breath. Okay, take it in. What's not working? Why isn't it working? What are you struggling with? Why are you thinking these thoughts? What's been going on? And not just focus on one thing, but look at the whole picture. You know, did you eat anything that day? Did you go on and not eat? Have you drinking any water at all? Have you even had coffee? Is there anything you've drank? What have you been putting into your body or not putting into your body? Because sometimes at times when we're having a tough, tough day, we didn't take care of our body. The other thing is, did you do your morning routine? Are you doing the things every day that you're supposed to do, that you're consistently doing? Or did you just start jumping in your day, getting so involved, and now you don't have all of that mindset that start your day with whatever you need to start your day with? You just kind of jumped in and left it down there. It's kind of like getting out into the water swimming and realize I didn't even put my swimming suit on. No wonder I'm drowning. I'm still wearing my bathrobe and my jammies and my slippers. There goes a shark, and I don't have my repellent. You got to think about what's going on that you're in that moment. And is it something that has nothing related to do it, that maybe a family member or a close friend or somebody you trusted said something that wasn't kind, or that you're looking like, what was that all about?
Yeah.
And so you have to look at the whole picture. We get so tunnel visioned onto one thing. And sometimes it is tough. Sometimes just doing the whole thing is really tough. And it's tough because you're breaking new ground. It's tough because maybe you've done this before, but this year other challenges have been brought in on the way. And so, like you said, Nikki, it's great to have, those people around you that you can count on. And if you bring it to somebody and you're just kind of shut off, stop, they may be having a really tough day too. Go to another person. That's why we have, what do they say, your top five people? Not that you're constantly around, but the top five people that are going to build you up as you're going through your business. There's a reason we have more than one. The God designed us to have community, to not do it on ourselves. The song, I am a rock, I'm in an island, because a rock never cries and an island never dies, something like that. Sorry if I did the song wrong. It's like, what an awful existence to be alone, to never cry, to never feel the emotions of joy or sadness, because they're there for a reason. Um, I'm I'm going to leave it at that because we want to talk more about Izzy's legacy. So Izzy's legacy, from what I understand, Marilyn had a child, had this really rare leukemia. She did end up passing away from it, but in the process, Marilyn says, I want something good to come from this. And yes, she went through the mourning stuff. I'm sure she does it every day, especially on birthdays, especially on, you know, certain days. I'm just going to leave it at that. And but it doesn't mean that she does nothing. She wants to honor the life that her daughter had, to honor the life that she was able to partake in and to be a part of, and to be the mother to this precious child. And she's done that through Izzy's legacy. Now, Izzy's legacy, as far as I can remember, please correct me if I'm wrong, is not to just give money to people. That's not the whole purpose, even though that may be a byproduct of it. Iggy's legacy, I am sorry, Izzy's legacy is to bring awareness of this rare cancer. Was it cancer?
It's
Okay.
all cancers.
Okay. So it's and what is rare about this? That's what people want to know. So I'm going to let you answer that question because I don't know the whole part of it. Why is it a rare cancer? Isn't all
Well,
cancer rare?
um, well, it was untreatable. That's why we say it's rare. They
Okay.
weren't educated on it. Now, God is just so good because he actually had Marilyn save her umbilical cord and store it. And Izzy actually, she got her transplant, but it wasn't from her parents. It was a really hard struggle, and she had to go in front of the media to finally get the person the transplant. The procedure went well. She just had some other underlining things that actually
Right.
um, uh, that she actually passed from. But when she started remembering about this umbilical cord that she saved, they started doing studies on it and getting some information. Now, I don't know the full story on it as far as what what like other rare leukemias are there, but there are plenty. Now, what she wants to do is really educate all communities around the world to just join the STEM registry. Now, the bone marrow registry back in the day was where they actually had to do a procedure. Now it's just through the blood. You just donate your blood. If you're on the registry, we are looking for 18 to about 26, but you can do it up to 40. But 18 to 26 can last longer, obviously, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
basically, it's a simple go to www.izzy'slegacyinc.org, and it explains everything about how you can join the registry, how you can make a donation, and what her mission is, right? And it's just really educating young adults to know what it's about, and to save a life, right? You know, it's a donation of that, and you're just on the registry. If you're actually a match, then they will connect you with that process. And again, it's just a draw of the blood and just kind of taking out the cells they need. And that's it's not an invasive procedure. Also, the foundation not just helps families on a cancer journey, but we know that resources can get tight. Families go from two incomes to one, even to none. And luckily for Marilyn, they did have her husband's income. However, she needed to stay at the hospital. She had other two children. The travel to New Jersey and Philadelphia was tough. So some examples of some donations that we've already done was a mom needed a car to get fixed so she can get to and from the hospitals. These are traditional expenses that
Mhm.
traditional insurance does not cover. And Maryland's mission is to make sure that we have a partnership with CHOP, so they submit their referrals to us. We have two physicians that review that package, and then we decide what is the amount, right, that we're able to assist with. We've been blessed to help, I believe, 13 families, and even outside of New Jersey and Philadelphia. So that's just beautiful to watch, just being able to see it. And I think we need to expand our reach. We need to get on every media platform that we can, because it's not just our families, right? We don't want it to have to wait till it's us.
Right.
We
And
want to
and
be able
you
to.
saying that, I'm going to interrupt you just because nobody in her family could help their daughter.
No,
None of
not.
them were a match. And that just the first time I heard that, that blew me away. It was the stranger, some guy, somewhere else. And you talked about, you're talking about drawing blood, but you said something earlier about just doing a mouth swab.
Yeah, just to get on the registry, it's a simple,
Okay.
they'll send you a package. It's a simple mouth swab, 10 seconds to the left, 10 seconds to the right. You put it in a package, it's all prepared for you. You put it in an envelope, you ship it off. They welcome you to the registry, and then they check up on you every so often, which is
Nice.
a beautiful organization with NMDP that houses this registry. And what I love about this whole story is that not just Marilyn is on a mission, but her daughter, Gabrielle, is also on that mission because
Oh,
she actually is taking her sister's story and helping lives all around the world. She's traveling, making sure that implants come in and all these amazing things. So to have it a family wide organization and to be a part of that, and just the love and support that she was given on her journey is what really touched her to move that forward. And that speaks volumes. And I know that I want to be a part of that any way I can. So not only
yes.
are we partners in this, and I help her on the back end with making sure that things run smoothly because she's still working a 9 to 5, right? Um, but also I also sit on her board as her community marketer, right? Her director of
Because it's a
hidden
nonprofit, right?
is a nonprofit. So every donation is a tax write-off. You can again just go onto the website and donate, make a difference, join the
I'm going to
registry.
pull up the website while you're talking so people can see.
Oh,
So here we are
absolutely.
at Let's Get Busy for Izzy. I love that.
Yes, we are getting busy for Izzy every single day as we just continue to share her story, share Marilyn's story as
Yeah.
well. She's been a 30 year vet in the healthcare industry as a nurse since she was 17. So,
Wow.
having to know this stuff and still having to go through the loss was pretty tough. But her journey back to, really finding that Isabella's story was really that was her mission. That was her God-given mission was to look at her beautiful face,
Oh,
to
she's
come to
so
this
beautiful. There
to come
she
to
is
this
with her baby.
Yes, to come to this world and teach us all a lesson about support and uniting and community and saving lives. That's what Isabella for me did, and Marilyn is definitely living her legacy, like taking her name and really doing great work in the community. And again, we just want to reach this even further. Global actually. So yeah, that's her mission. She was able to have a photo shoot. That was a gifted photo shoot to make sure that she was able
Oh,
to have these things for her so that she can
that's
remember and
awesome. We'll go to the registry here so people can see it.
absolutely.
Be the match. I love that.
Yeah, so that actually has to be updated. I wonder if because these legacy.org, yeah. So yeah, you can actually yeah, help those in needs, click the
Um,
button, and that will be I don't think this is the website. I think this is the older website.
Okay. But they can still use this one.
Yes, they can still use that one. They should
Okay.
be
So if you
able.
click on register now, let's just go through and see what happens.
There you go. It
Join the
definitely.
moment, save a life. There you go. Register online, a swab cheat, get matched, and donate. Now, I went to do this when I first talked with Marilyn. It's like, I want to be there. I want to help out. But
Mhm.
I'm over 65. I'm too old to do it because I don't know. I guess my cells don't last very long. Even if they were to draw blood, it wouldn't be enough to keep it going. Um, so what are the ages that they prefer you to be?
So 18 to 40. So
18
I
to
was
40.
actually at Maryland. I was actually still 40. So I was able to donate
Oh,
and get
wonderful.
right on that cutoff spot. So
Ask
my son
questions.
joined the registry actually at the
There's the
first
swab.
Yes, at the first annual. So we're looking to get into some colleges. We're really seeking for young adults to be educated on this preventative care, all that good stuff for just being on the registry and being that life changing donor. Uh, we never know when we're going to be called up to do God's work. And like I said, He always brings angels to your message. So
Yeah,
yeah, that is the
definitely.
website.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I am. Yeah, I need to talk to Marilyn. I haven't talked to her for a while. Oh, wow. I hate to leave this. It's such an important thing. Thank you, Nikki, so much for coming onto the show today. Thank you for talking about Izzy's legacy. And I'm saying it right this time, Izzy's legacy.
Yes, I
And
wish I had my legacy here. I was looking for my hat, but like I said, I was rearranging, and I needed my shirt, but I prepped it because we're going to use it this weekend. So,
yeah, so you've got enough going on. It's okay. We don't need props on our show today. I know I usually have them, but that's all right. Thank you so much, Nikki, for being here. And again, it's Izzy's Legacy Inc.org to go for there and to get a hold of you. How do people get a hold of you, Nikki?
yeah, so you can find me on Facebook, Nicky Cuesta. I am there all the time, but you can also check out everything that Bomb Global and Ladies of Leadership is doing at www.buildingaleadershipmindset.com. And yeah, everywhere else with just Bomb Global, you'll find us.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being on my show today, sharing your wisdom on my front porch, which is here on Zoom right now, and on these different beautiful places we can go, like Spotify and Amazon, all the places you hear podcasts. And be sure and let us know, where do you hear this podcast? What were some things that you would really like about the show, and what would you like to hear about the next show? So thank you for visiting Wisdom on the Front Porch. We do have the website wisdomonthefrontporch.com where you can participate. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on Wisdom on the Front Porch with your host, Ellis Kirkpatrick. You can find us on our website, wisdomonthefrontporch.com, see previous episodes of the podcast, and view issues of the magazine. Did you know you can submit questions, leave reviews, or suggest topics? You can also tell us where your favorite front porch location is and what it means to you. We hope you gain value and insight from today's or previous talks. We appreciate your support for us so we can continue to provide value and expertise to you and others. Subscribe to Wisdom on the Front Porch magazine and receive a second year absolutely free. This is a limited time offer available exclusively to those who mention the name of today's podcast. Join in next week when we bring you another great insight into the world of entrepreneur culture and lifestyle. Make today a great day. Always believe that something wonderful is going to happen.